Imagine this. The president of one of the world's most powerful nations suddenly announces a desire to purchase a massive icy island. In 2019, Donald Trump, then President of the United States, shocked the international community by expressing his intention to buy Greenland. The world exploded with commentary. Politicians, journalists, and satirists eagerly discussed the move. Some called it an eccentric stunt. Others saw it as a strategy to increase U.S. influence in the Arctic, and some even viewed it as an act of geopolitical pressure. Many took it as a joke. But in 2025, the topic resurfaced, this time with far more serious implications. In January 2025, Trump, once again holding the office of president, told reporters aboard Air Force One, "I think we're going to get it. One way or another, we'll get it." He emphasized that Greenland is an absolute necessity for U.S. national security, citing the growing presence of Russia and China in the Arctic. But what if the reason goes much deeper? What if Trump knows something that is hidden from the general public? What if his interest isn't about resources or military strategy, but rather an ancient mystery buried beneath the ice? A 1595 map by Gerardus Mercator depicts the Arctic as 4 large islands radiating from a central black mountain, Rupes Nigra, which was believed at the time to be the magnetic North Pole. These lands were referred to in ancient sources as Hyperborea or Arctida. And curiously, modern Greenland aligns perfectly with one of the regions shown on this map. If you overlay the 16th century image with satellite photos, you will see that the division of the Arctic into 4 regions still roughly remains. A coincidence? Or perhaps the key to a long-lost secret? The irony is striking. Greenland, the Green Land, is almost entirely covered in ice. The name seems absurd, yet there is a hypothesis that before the Great Glaciation, Greenland was a flourishing, temperate land, part of the mythical continent of the Hyperboreans. The catastrophe that froze it may not have been natural at all, but rather caused by a technological disaster or even a conflict on a civilizational level. Since the late 20th century, researchers have recorded anomalies beneath Greenland's surface. Radar imaging has revealed geometrically precise structures that do not appear to be of natural origin. Electromagnetic pulses have also been detected, pulses that do not correspond to any known source, along with unusual heat emissions beneath the ice sheet, observed by NASA and ESA satellites. Some of these patterns resemble artificial installations, or perhaps even energy generators. There is a belief that U.S. intelligence agencies possess classified data gathered through military satellites, confirming the presence of energy sources beneath the ice. Their spectrum resembles that of high-frequency generators, technologies that may have belonged to a lost, highly advanced civilization. It is entirely possible that Trump, having access to such information, is seeking to acquire Greenland to gain control over a site that holds remnants of Hyperborean legacy. Hyperborea, a legendary land, is mentioned in the writings of Herodotus, Pliny the Elder, as well as in Vedic and Tibetan sources. Its inhabitants were said to be tall beings with unusual skin tones and advanced knowledge. They were called Aryans, gods, northern teachers. It is believed they mastered torsion technologies, harnessed etheric energy, and could manipulate space itself. Another theory suggests that Greenland is not only part of a sunken continent, but also one of the Earth's energy portals, zones where tectonic plates and magnetic fields intersect. Some esoteric thinkers believe the island may host one of the entrances to the inner Earth, a hypothetical world where remnants of Hyperborea might still survive. Independent expeditions attempting to explore these areas have often mysteriously disappeared or encountered heavy censorship. There is also a hypothesis that the Aryans, the Indo-European peoples, came from the north, from regions now inaccessible due to extreme climate. Some alternative historians suggest that Hyperborea was the ancestral homeland of white-skinned civilizations who migrated after a great catastrophe. Despite all this, the topics of Hyperborea and subglacial anomalies are mocked or ignored on the official level. However, if we piece together all the elements of this puzzle, Trump's statements, ancient maps, satellite images, mysterious energy signals, and underground structures, we get a rather compelling picture. Greenland is more than just a frozen landmass. It could be a sealed gateway to a lost chapter of human history. Interestingly, the U.S. project Iceworm, launched in the 1960s, envisioned a network of tunnels beneath Greenland's ice for deploying nuclear missiles. Officially, the project was shut down, but part of its infrastructure may have been preserved. There are suggestions that under the cover of Iceworm, research was conducted on anomalous underground structures that don't fit any known geological pattern. So, on the surface, Greenland is a strategic territory, vital for U.S. military presence, surveillance of Russia, and control over emerging Arctic routes. Its resources, including rare earth metals and energy reserves, are becoming increasingly important in the global tech rivalry with China. But if we look deeper, another question arises: why is there such renewed interest in this cold island right now? Why is Trump so determined to control it, even at the risk of international backlash? As a member of the business elite and a man with access to top-secret intelligence, it is very likely he knows far more than he publicly admits. And his desire to get Greenland may in fact be a strategic move, to be the first to reach something the world is not yet ready to understand. Because if Greenland is not just a chunk of ice, but the last remnant of a lost civilization with knowledge that today would seem like science fiction, then the battle for this island is not merely political. It is a battle for the future of a world where the past still has something to say. And what do you think about this? Does Donald Trump truly know more than we do? Or is Greenland simply a key point in the geopolitical chessboard? Tell us what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and click the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time here on our channel.